Hello and welcome everybody, I hope that you're all good and you join me for a quest grind this weekend. We got 3 Dedenne checks, not shiny on number 1. We did do a little bit of a search on Thursday, obviously with the previous video. Not shiny on number 2. That's a hundo.
Yo.
I know that's a hundo. Why could you not be chocolate? Anyway, while that catches, have a look at this. While I was getting ready this morning in the shower, clicked on a home spawn bag on, it was green. So we've had a shiny bag on at long last, the first shiny dragon of this event, and there is the 4-star goodness. That is my second hundo Dedenne. Final check, will it be chocolate? It's not chocolate. Hang on, 5-kilometer egg. No shiny there. We did hatch a shiny Pichu this morning, as you will probably see from shiny Pichu this morning from a random 2K, because who films 2-kilometer eggs? But on the note of interesting things in the game, we're going to spool it back to yesterday, the podcast edit day, when we encountered a hundo Zekrom. Hold your horses! Right, you join me while editing episode 101 of the Incense podcast. I've been raiding Zekrom all day. You have to apologise for my get-up. I've literally just been sat down editing the entire day. And I have to say, on the note of the podcast, thank you very much to the latest podcast gold Patreon, K Technogal, as you can see the walk star there, sent me a Zekrom raid invite, and at long last, after like 150 plus raids, I saw 2307, the non-boosted 100% IV. We've got a shundo check right here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. I kind of hope it's not a shundo, but it is a 100%er. Yes, we've got one at long last. The first Reshiram that came from Japan took nowhere near as many raids as this to get the hundo of. So we're going to do this properly, as per normal. Set the circle. Golden Raz is down. Zekrom's been proving a little bit of a tricky sod for me personally. The shiny rate for me is very... And of course the hundo is the first ball. I've had literally like 2780 CP sort of Zekroms running away. First ball, a hundo Zekrom. Thank you very much, K Technogal. Fantastic. Coming all the way, is that California? I've got to name it and shout you out on Twitter. I've got to name it after you and all of that. 100%er. You know me, I love a hundo, and it's actually my first hundo Zekrom of this wave with the brand new move. We're running out of character space, so it's going to have to be K Techno. Thank you very much for that invite. In fact, thanks everybody who's been sending through raid invites. You may not have got me a hundo, I had a smattering of shinies, a couple of 98s, but I do appreciate the XL candy grind, and it keeps me occupied while I'm editing the podcast, because I need something to keep me sane. Anyway, back to what for me is the future. It's a windy day, but 2 more checks. Not a chocolate mouse. We had quite a few in the wild, which is nice. So I'm not raiding for it. That's one thing I will say, but I do have to say I didn't screen record. Back-to-back shiny Zekrom there, you can see. One from Double X Force in Norway, thank you very much for the invite, and then one from Molly Linist on the Patreon score, which is awesome. We're still raiding Zekrom until it disappears. We're running low on battery juice, but 3 more. Not shiny. Check number 2. Ooh, not chocolate mouse is dead as well. And third, but won't be the last of this video, because we're going to do some more tomorrow. All dead. No. Now, in-person Axie raid, sure.
The next day.
Good morning, and I don't know what the hundo Dedenne is from a raid, but it was an in-person raid. We had to do it. Part 2 of a quest hunt. We got quite a few more quests started around. Why was Dedenne put at level 3? Don't send me Dedenne raids, please. It's not a chocolate mouse. Let's move swiftly on. As you can probably see in the brief 5 seconds, it suddenly pissed it down with rain, but we found another Dedenne task, so under this dripping tree, not shiny at number 1. 2 isn't shiny either, and finally, not shiny, and kind of dead as well. So let's go and get some more, shall we? And an umbrella. And miraculously, we've got 3 more. So check 4 of today isn't shiny. Blinded by the sun. It's not shiny. And the final one isn't shiny either. Before we close off though, I have to say, if we search up shiny, thanks everybody who's been sending through Zekrom raids. We're going to shout out a couple of people. Apex 187 or 171 from the podcast. Marstal27 himself, Randy, Kim, Molly, Double X Force, Connor, Christian, Alex78 Tommy, and a bunch of others. Thanks everybody for the Zekroms. I appreciate them. Even Misty from London. Lovely stuff. The hundo we got this morning. Now, when I spot a Zawara, I do the buddy trick. The buddy trick to try and find Zawara on the overworld as a Zawara still works, if you haven't checked out that video. I did that this morning while in bed, Zawara spawned behind my house, and it was a hundo. So I do this quite frequently to get the buddy to just see Zawara in case it's a hundo, which is hysterical. So that was a home hundo. Bang on, not shiny. Another 3 to check. Let's go for number 1. It's not chocolatey. 2. It's not chocolatey. And number 3. Copy paste. 3 more checks. Number 1 isn't shiny. 2, we're trying to do this quickly because Molly has sent for a raid invite that I want to get into for Zekrom. Come on, number 3. No, that's a dead bunch of quests. Now there's another stop over there, annoyingly, so raid time? Just as we get ourselves a little rocket radar, see if there's a Shadow Machop anywhere. 3 more twists, checks, sure. Go. Not shiny on number 1. 2. Nope. No chocolate mouse. That one's like a 98. And no shiny. Bugger. Bat. Go. Before Com Day. Final set of quests to check. I did balls up and check 1 accidentally. I was meant to check the Dunsparce quest I was doing. But the final 2. Number 1 isn't shiny. And that's kind of a 96%. I don't care. And number 2 isn't shiny. So no joy with the chocolate mouse. Unfortunately, I didn't really think I was going to get something like that, to be honest, but I've got a stack of Dedenne to go and check, or catch rather, and there's a Rocket Leader over here somewhere. Yes, wonderful. And then there's a Zekrom. But let me know in the comments below if you've managed to get the shiny Dedenne, because I've seen it quite rarely. I saw JC Valor only just managed to get his, today or yesterday, and he's been grinding it a lot harder than I have. It is still going to be available in Trade a Pokemon tasks after the event has ended for January. When it gets to February, the tasks will re-roll. It may still be in there. And that is going to round out this video, and indeed the weekend, and likely this entire event. So the Twinkling Fantasy event. Let me know in the comments below how you did. I got a smattering of random shinies, including 2 Marill that you didn't see. 1 while editing the podcast, and while randomly sort of making dinner yesterday. Great stuff, great event, cracking shinies and XL to hunt, but we're now going to be in a bit of a lull period in terms of the game, so the raid boss Zekrom is going to be in the raids until the morning of the 18th, which is Wednesday, when it switches over to Regice. Cools down a little bit there, but I do need XL, so I will be obviously live streaming Raid Hour for Regice on the Wednesday, so definitely swing by that on the channel. After that, we've got the Lunar New Year event, which is only going to be 3 or 4 days long, starting Thursday the 19th of January. No new shiny for that, boosted chance of getting shiny Darumaka, and boosted chance of lucky trades and getting lucky friends, which is always good, so definitely get your friend interactions in over that weekend. Definitely the most fire thing coming up in the next 7 days is Larvitar Community Day Classic. We'll be live streaming a bit of that as well, so there's a lot of content coming out on the channel. I wish I could have got the shiny Dedenne, but I would love to know what you managed to get. Hundo, shiny wise, etc. How's the Zekrom grind going? Zekrom's here for a good couple more days, so if you're on my friends list, send me Zeki raids, please. I'm chasing the Shundo, and I'm not stopping. Later in January, we've got the Crackling Voltage event, which will bring in shiny Tapu Koko, so the raid game will pick up again towards the end of the month. But with that, I'm going to say smash the like button and subscribe if you are new, and of course, thank you very much to every single person on the Patreon squad. I very much appreciate everyone who jumps onto that and supports the content. If you're not aware, they get bonus raw footage from any of the major videos, etc., and some of the bigger grinds, all of that, so they get to see stuff that doesn't go on YouTube, including right now I'm posting all the raw footage from the remainder of the European Road Trip series. I think the next video I'm uploading is about 3 hours long, so there's a lot of raw footage that never makes the light of day on YouTube. So if you wish to take your tier up support and possibly jump on my friends list as well and get priority raid invites, etc., jump on the Patreon. Before we go though, I have to say, check this out. This is the line of merch for the podcast, the Hoenn Vegas merch line. We're featuring myself, Narsal27, Ian Waterfall, and Casual Coops as playing cards. It is now available on the Incense store, which the Incense link tree is actually in my description if you wish to go and check that out. Go and give the podcast a listen. Episode 101 is now available to download on any podcast platform you so choose, Spotify, Apple Podcast, etc. It's hosted by yours truly, so I hope you will enjoy that. But until what will probably be, sadly, C. Spotlight Hour stream, I'll say do take care.